The topic today is how to change. First of all, it would be helpful for you to think about your motivation and the direction you're motivated into or from. I think statistics tell us that about 40% of us are pretty clear about what we don't want. And so change for us can be pretty much in any direction really, as long as it's away from. Well, you can move in many directions when you move away from something, but it won't necessarily get you to something that you want to have. So if you're a motivated away from person, which I am, then you need to do two things. The first is to ask yourself, what do I want? You will get the answer of, I don't want this, but that's no answer. What you need to do is to say, well, I don't want this anymore. That's what I want instead. So that you are clearly motivated away from, you're leaving the thing you don't want anymore, but you do have an idea of what you would like different. Other people, about another 40% of us, are motivated towards something. So if I'm a towards person and you say to me, what do you want different? I can say, oh, I want this, I want that, I want the other. It's really quite clear where I want to go and where I want to end up. So yes, 40% of us are very clear about what we don't want. 40% of us are very clear about what we do want. And 20% of us are somewhere in the middle. Whatever, you need to be pretty clear about what it is exactly that you want different. And I say different so that you don't simply say, well, I don't want this anymore. That doesn't tell me what you want different. That's the status quo that you don't want. What do you want instead? Secondly, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer to how you eat an elephant is, of course, piece by piece. And so it's really important for you when you want to change something that you think in small chunks, not big ones. Thinking too big is a guarantee of failure. Small steps. And every day, when you go to bed, look back on the day and ask yourself, what small step did I take today towards what I want different in my life? Then, the way it works is plan, experiment. If it works, repeat the experiment. If it doesn't work, do something different. Change the experiment. Failure is only feedback that we need to do something different. Failure is not a bad thing at all. It simply says, that ain't working, have another go, do something different. And so, you may remember the acronym SMART. It's quite useful. Specifically, what do you want different in your life? And then, why do you want that? What's your motivation? And measurable, how will you know you've got it? SMART, third letter's an A. What makes this appropriate for now? How can you actually apply this in your life and get what you want? How can you improve things? The R is relational. So tell people what you are changing and ask them to give you feedback. So Fred could say, for example, you wanted to XYZ, I saw you doing that today. He will see things that you probably don't see. So tell people what you're doing, be relational. And T is the target. and how you can hit the target or miss the target. By miss the target, I'm saying, for example, how would you get in your own way? One way that people get in their own way is to say, oh, it's not worth it, by which they mean I'm not worth it, or it was too difficult, or we find reasons and we find excuses. I can't because is perhaps a story that you tell yourself. I recommend that you stop telling yourself that story and you ask yourself something more useful like, it's really worthwhile to do this. How shall I do it? When you ask yourself what you want different in your life, be careful that you don't say something like, I want to be happy, I want to feel confident. You can't guarantee an emotion. So if it is, for example, important to you that you would feel more confident in some area, then ask yourself, what can I do differently that would lead me to feeling the way I want to feel? A feeling is a byproduct, it's not a goal. Think about what you can actually do differently, or how you can change the way you think. Remember, if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you always got. So what do you want? I'll leave you with that thought. See you next time. If you think this is useful, please like or subscribe.